When you get started selling on Amazon, you want to make sure you get your pricing strategy absolutely perfect. In this video, I'm going to talk you through how I price my own products that I'm launching onto Amazon so that you can copy that strategy for yourself. So if I was launching on here, firstly, I would not launch a product like that. But if I was launching on here, how would you price it? How would you price it? So the first thing to recognize is that because Amazon is a marketplace, and because the purpose of a marketplace is to provide choice to the people using the marketplace, the choice that the customer makes is limited by what the customer can see. And the things that the customer can see on Amazon specifically are the hero image. And we can see how important the hero image is because Amazon gives 50% of the real estate, available real estate for each individual listing. It gives it over to the hero image. Okay, so we can assume, therefore, that it's very important. Next, we get the title there. Then we get the ratings there. And then we get the price. So they are our four things we can influence at this juncture to help somebody make a decision to click through onto our product details page to hopefully then add to cart and check out. Okay, so that's what we've got to play with. So our goal is to optimize all of those things, of all of those four things. Specifically with regards to price, what that means is that you must price your product accordingly, depending on the competitive landscape that you find yourself in. So this is arguably a terrible example, but still, I would argue with you that the difference between 7,741 ratings and 559 ratings is not really that much in the eyes of the customer. I think there is a point and over which the number of reviews your product has stops being as important. Okay, and a good indicator that that's actually true is Amazon themselves, because Amazon for quite a long time used to offer a review service where they would help you get your first 30 reviews for $1,000 back then. This is no longer available, but it used to be. So they help you get your first 30 reviews. And so I think that probably means that once you have 30 reviews, then you've got sufficient social proof that your product is actually good. Okay. And after that, the number of reviews you get and the impact it has on the conversion ratio at this juncture is negligible. Okay, so the difference between 559 reviews and 485 reviews and 197 reviews, I think is kind of negligible. Okay, but if one of these had 5 reviews and it was amongst this area, that would be a big difference, and that would obviously, I think anyway, make a big difference to people clicking on your listing, on this particular advert that's on here. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. So with that in mind, price at this point when you first launch has to do a very, very difficult thing. So if you haven't got many reviews, say less than 30, for instance, and your competitive landscape for a very, very similar product, like this is all similar products, they've got a lot of reviews, then your price has to be cheap enough for somebody to take a risk buying the product. That's what your price has to do. Now, there will be some categories where you won't get that across the line, and specifically things where the risk of trying something new, like a baby category, for instance, well, a mom is not going to risk something untested on her beautiful, beautiful baby. Yeah. But we might risk, for instance, a step ladder that's got 5 reviews that's very, very competitively priced. We might risk that, for instance. Okay. So it has to be taken holistically and thinking about the product. But in general, I believe that holds true. So what is the price differentiation that you need to go for? In my experience, if it's less than $100, then you've got a price 20% lower than similar products to get to be at a sufficiently cheap price point for people to go, ooh, well, it's only got 5 reviews, but it's actually 20% lower. Obviously, they're doing that math in their head, as we all do. And so I'll take a risk. That's what you've got to overcome for the customer. So I reckon 20% at launch is about right. In actuality, what that usually means is you launch at cost. That's what that usually means is. So if your ladder has got a landed cost, so the cost for the unit cost of the ladder, the shipping it over to Australia, the customs, the Amazon FBA fees, that sort of stuff. If the total amount of that, let's say that's $40 in total for all of those things, so the actual break-even cost is $40, then there's a very good argument to say sell it at the break-even cost when you're launching until such time as you're getting reviewers, so that you can start raising your price. Because as soon as you start getting reviews, people are like, oh, this product isn't a scam. I'm not going to lose. It's not going to break the first time I use it. Other people have purchased it. They found it okay. Therefore, I'm going to find it okay too. It lowers the risk associated with the product in the mind of the customer. So 20% at least. In actuality, that's probably going to be break even. And then for every 10 reviews, as a rule of thumb, for every 10 reviews you get, increase your price by 10% until such time as you hit your target price. So target price, the price you actually want to sell it at, whatever that is for you. Okay. That's a very, very good rule of thumb, I believe. That was a video from my regular Monday night Q&A session with the members of the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs. We are a community of 2,500 members and growing. We're the fastest growing community of professional e-commerce sellers right here in Australia, with sales, by the way, of over $50 million. $50 million, holy crap. If you'd like to find out more about what we do and how we can help you build your own e-commerce business too, get off to www.aussieonlineentrepreneurs.com.au. The link for that is in the description. And thanks so much for watching. See you in the next video.